Welcome to the Angel Empowerment Healing Show with your hosts, Cindy Smith and Sam Bell. Join them every week as they share powerful tools, advice, and angel messages that will empower you to own your wellness.
Welcome to the Angel Empowerment Healing Show with myself, Cindy Smith.
And with me, Sam Bell. And you will recall from our previous episode that we drew the shielding card, and we have asked a couple of our founding members of the Angel Empowerment Healing Program to join us on this podcast today. Now, before I introduce them, our founding members are basically, they have a wealth of experience in angel empowerment healing and expertise that assists Cindy and I in taking this program forward and into the world. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce Deb Weinberger. Hi, Deb.
Hi.
And Jacquie Griffiths. Hey, Jacquie.
Hi. So, Deb, how long is it? How long? I can talk today, listeners, really. How long has it been, Deb, that you have been actively working with clients in the angel empowerment healing world?
Oh, angel empowerment healing world? Because I've been working with clients as an angel empowerment practitioner too. So it's kind of, is it 4 years now? 5 years? Yeah.
Makes sense.
I have to look at my certificate. I think it's 5 years.
She's doing this. We
2018, I think. Yeah, 2018. So 6.
Yeah, we just had an angel day, and the trick question was, and how long have you been an angel empowerment healer or an angel empowerment practitioner? Everyone's going, it just becomes such a part of your life, doesn't it, Jacquie?
Yes, it does. Yeah.
And how long have you been working with angel empowerment healing?
Well, I think actively, probably 4 years, maybe even a little longer. The time's just flown. It feels like yesterday, but I know that, it's been quite a few years. So
the listeners, the reason we have all four of us on the call is we wanted to share some of our personal experience for each of us on how we take care of our energy by shielding. And I've been teaching shielding since I started doing the angel empowerment world work back in 2009, if we want to think of it that way. But what I've been guided over the years has always evolved and shifted. And, we have our own personal experiences, and Archangel Raphael and Michael will guide us to do different things to enhance our ability to take care of our aura and our shielding. So for our listeners, if any of you are doing any type of healing work with clients, or you're in the medical field, doctor, nurses, massage therapists, any of that, shielding is what the angels say is one of the key aspects for our mental health, our emotional health, spiritual health, and our physical health. And I'm a big believer that the shielding that I've been guided to use over the years has kept me actively as a healer, because as a drug and alcohol counselor, I burnt out twice in the field, and we were never taught about auras or energy. We were just told to leave it at the door when we close the door. So for me, the shielding has been a crucial part of my journey as a teacher and as a healer practitioner. And so I will add here and there, and Sam will add here and there. But Deb, let's start with you. What is your daily practice for shielding?
So on a daily basis, I do start my day with clearing my aura, because even in the night, we collect stuff. We just do. And I live with other people. So I clear my aura because my feeling is I don't want to trap anything in. So I clear my aura first. And then I place my shield. And some days I take time and I breathe, but honestly, most days I'm literally walking out the door. And it's Archangel Metatron, please clear and place my shield. So, and it can be that quick. And every day. Now, are there days I forget? Absolutely. And when I walk into the dental clinic, because let's face it, people don't like coming to the dentist. I deal with the finances. I'm asking them, one, to come to a place they really don't want to come to, and I'm asking them to pay for it. So I deal with a lot of, I don't want to say people are negative, but it's not like going to Disneyland. So if I haven't placed my shield, I know pretty quickly because I'm reacting and I'm not as effective, and I feel heavy and overwhelmed. So every morning, if I haven't placed it before I get to work, I place it shortly thereafter because I know.
And so I'm like you, I just ask and it's done. And so listeners, if you wait to the end of the call, I'll do a brief exactly what we say and do. Jacquie, what's your daily practice like?
Well, it's basically the same as Deb's. I get up in the morning, and maybe not always right away, and I will call in Archangel Metatron and ask him to clear my aura. And it's interesting because you can, if you really tune in, you can almost see your aura, and you can see the colors that are larger than the other colors, the rainbow colors. Like it was interesting at Angel Day, and I would tell anybody possible, go to Angel Day if you can. When you did that meditation, Cindy, my aura was a huge chunk of blue. And after we did the meditation and balanced everything, I was equal. It was all balanced, and the shield was there, and it was just perfect. So it really has a huge, huge importance in the morning to do that before you head out the door. I like to add a little sparkle. I like to ask Archangel Metatron if I'm going to a meeting or if I'm doing something to add a sparkle to make that positive. And then I also will surround that with Archangel Michael to surround it with a continuous beam of white light for protection. So, and then I get going. So there's other shields I use as well.
So I have a question for you, because for listeners, so Deb shared, because she goes off to, her day job, which is at a dental office. And, I know you're kind of retired, Jacquie, but you're involved with many things. But what about if you're just staying home? Are you still putting your shield up?
Well, yeah, because it raises my vibration. Now, I don't know if that makes sense to the rest of the world, but it moves me from, okay, I got up, I'm half asleep, and I put the shield on, and I do my routine with my chakras, and it raises my vibration. It gets me going for the day.
Yeah, great example. Great example.
And I think we are affected by all the things around us, not just people. The TV's on, there's the news. So having your shield up helps you from, yes, you're acknowledging these things that are happening in the world, but you're not taking it on. It's not weighing you down. You're not keeping it. You're taking action if you can, but in most cases, it's beyond your control. But placing your shield assists in, it's not making you heavy. That makes sense.
Yeah. And Cindy, of course, that I still work full time as a nurse, and I work from home. So for me, I really find this so important. And I've said to viewers, and I've said to you before, Cindy, before COVID hit, I had never really used my angel empowerment techniques in my day-to-day work. And when COVID hit and I was working from home, and I was talking to some pretty angry patients at the time, I didn't want that energy, not just to come to me, but to come to others in my home. So it became really, really important to use that shielding technique not only to protect my own energy, but to protect my families as well. So really, really important. I love what both of you guys have said. Thank you for sharing.
So for our listeners, if Sam decided to get into her quantum physics and talk a little bit about how that works, but we're all energy. Everything around us is vibration and energy. So our aura has been gifted to us as part of our physical human being that we are. Mm-hmm. Every living plant or matter has an aura.
Yeah.
And we use our aura on, it's what we do. We use it. We weren't told as kids how to use our aura. Our aura is just naturally what we do. We can tell if things are off in a room. We can tell if we meet somebody that we're really going to like them or we're not going to like them, because our aura is, it's reading for us all the time. It's what it does. But the key to understand is that your aura is a magnetic field and it draws in energy because it's reading energy around you, and it expands depending on the way you're feeling. We've got these beautiful energy centers, chakras, that we've talked about also on the show. But if I'm in a really good mood and I'm hyped up, my aura is going to expand whether I know it or not. If I'm having a bad day, my aura is going to be much closer to me and people won't feel connected to me because the aura has come in. But when I place my rainbow shield and I ask Metatron to do that, people won't even know I'm having a bad day unless I look grumpy. Right? I might physically look grumpy, but they won't feel it in my rainbow shield and my aura, because the angels protect us from what comes in and they also filter what goes out. And so that is another reason that we're clearing our aura on a day-to-day basis. I clear my aura, as Deb and Jacquie said. I do it in the morning and I do it before I go to sleep so that I have a much better sleep. And I can tell you that if I haven't cleared it and changed up my energy cords, I have a restless sleep. It's just been proven to me over and over again. So my aura is affected while I sleep. So Sam, anything else you want to add? I am going to do the basic techniques and how we use the rainbow shield, but is there anything else you want to add?
No, I mean, you know that I'd love to delve into the quantum physics, but maybe that's for another episode. But yeah, one of the things in angel empowerment healing that we teach our practitioners is the importance of the therapeutic relationship. And really, that is all about aura. That is all about ensuring that, we give off the vibes and the healing energy that our clients need from us. And if I've had a bad day, I don't want to end up transferring that to my patients. That isn't going to help in any shape, way, mean, or form. So, it is just so important for that healing relationship. And, we've all been a patient at some point. You've got that miserable bloody nurse that comes up to you and she's had a bad day and she got out of bed the wrong side and she's going to make you feel rotten. But then you've got the other one who has maybe cleaned her aura and is sunshine and makes you feel happy and instantly just makes you feel so much better, So that's what I bring to it from that therapeutic side.
So for all of us, just take a moment to think about when your aura has been affected the most. What is some examples to share with our listeners? Because, we've been doing this, we've been practicing it. So Deb, think of a time like you shared, clients at the dental office, but think of on a day-to-day, is there some examples that your aura gets affected and it's easy to happen?
Yeah, what I noticed for myself, if I haven't shielded and I've been out and about, well, for example, if I'm in the mall, there are times, and this would even be before I practiced shielding, I could not walk into a store. I couldn't. It was overwhelmed, too many people, can't do it, I'm out of here. But even now, what I find, if my aura has been effective, I feel agitated for no particular reason, just agitated, cranky, snappy, and I can't even identify why, and until I go, I need to do some clearing. And so it's recognizing that, because sometimes I spiral and I don't even recognize what's happening. Even because I teach this to all my clients, but sometimes it's hard to see it in ourselves until someone says, "Are you okay?"
I love that. That's perfect. I think we all experience that at times. Jacquie, what's on a day-to-day for you when you know that your aura is being affected, whether you have the shield up or not?
Well, I think through my career, I deal with angry people a lot. And I'm expected to fix a lot of problems. And even through the volunteer work I've been doing over the last 8 years, there are certain people that are angry all the time. And that they are going to try to cause some kind of confrontation in a meeting, or, so in those cases, I use the lead shield. Because it's so important, and I can't explain. Well, I can. I'm going to explain that I can go into a meeting where I'm expecting that somebody in the meeting is going to get attacked by this angry person, and I'm protecting myself with the lead shield, and it's almost like I can see the barbs hitting the shield and bouncing off. And every time the meeting turns out to be pleasant, it turns out to be productive, and it's okay. I've cleared the room and I've shielded, and it makes a huge, huge difference.
Yeah, great example. So for our listeners, the rainbow shield, as we said, Metatron filters it, so what comes in. But with the lead shield, they will replace it. They place the lead shield over the rainbow shield for the amount of time that we ask. So if we're in a meeting that we know is going to be confrontational, if we're going into a space that it's going to be too much, like hospitals or a funeral or big crowds. But I never recommend for people to put a lead shield up for 12 hours. I only say put it up for a short period of time, but yes, Jacquie, that's a good example.
Even if you don't into a meeting, you may only need the lead shield for an hour, and then you can take it down.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. Sam, what's an example for you when you know that it personally affects you?
Well, I just love what Deb said. You feel crotchety and you're starting to get niggled about things. And then you realize, I picked something up, so I need to clear. So, and that can happen a lot during my day. But recently, drawing on what Deb said again about, it doesn't necessarily need to be, around people. But Johnny Goodrow passed away, and the media was full of the news, and it's so tragic. And and everywhere I turned, it was there, and I would start to tear up. And I realized that I was taking on all of that emotion and really walking in that family's shoes, but it wasn't doing me any good, and it wasn't doing my clients, my patients, any good that day. So I did call on Metatron, and I did ask for that to be cleared. And my son was always a huge Johnny Goodrow fan. And both of us had met him previously. And Ben really wears his heart on his sleeve. And oh my goodness, he was really, really upset. And I found myself having to shield myself against Ben's emotions because I was taking them all on. Love your description, Cindy, when you say about our aura being a magnet. I was just drawing it all in, taking, all that energy, and it wasn't serving my energy.
Yes. And that's, personal experience that happen, even if it's a event that's completely out of our our everyday realm, like something like, and for our listeners, Johnny Gaudreau was a NHL hockey player that played for the Calgary Flames for a few years, and he was a magnificent player to watch. So that's a prime example of completely outside of our realm, but still affects us in some way. The main to understand what, and if you think back when I said emotional, spiritual, mental, and physical, your aura is affected by you the most. So we can draw in other people's energy. That magnet, but our thoughts can affect our aura because it's within our energy. Our emotions can affect our aura. And so it's really, really working with keeping it clear for yourself. So if you're having a negative day, you're just carrying that energy. So one of the things that the angels did, so we might go a few minutes over our regular time, listeners, but I'm going to just tell you how I do this and how Sam, Deb, and Jackie do it also. Is we ask Metatron to clear our aura with his geometrical shapes. Okay, bottom line, he just clears. So any unwanted debris, so whether it's emotion, thoughts, you've picked up other people's stuff, he clears it. Then we say, please place a rainbow shield of protection with the vacuum. Now, the vacuum is, we still want to be able to use that beautiful aura because it's a tool for us. So the vacuum is receive the information and then the angels take it away. But here's the difference. If you continually to build negative thoughts for yourself in the aura, you're overriding what the angels are doing for you. So that's why we have to ask. It's our free will. We're creating it. If we're receiving it from the outside coming in and we know, they're just going to vac it away once we get the info, because it isn't stopping us from using our aura. It's filtering and protecting us. And so then I basically say, clear it, place it with the vacuum, and then I was guided to start doing the white light extra around the rainbow shield for extra protection. And like Jackie says, we can also put in the sparkle and manifestation. There's so many things that we can do with the aura and shielding. So thank you, ladies. I love to Sam and I love when you guys can join us on the podcast because it's different perspectives. And the more that our listeners get the different perspectives. And yes, shielding, as we know, it's part of all Sam, anything else you want to say for clothing?
No, I mean, usually we would draw a card, but I'm going to ask if Jackie would come back and talk a little bit more about this subject and maybe bring in some crystals. Would you do that, Jackie?
I can, yes.
Yay! Okay, so thank you for tuning in, guys, and thank you, Deb. Thank you, Jackie. We will see you, listeners. Well, tune in next week, listeners. And if you want to hear anything more from Deb or Jackie or myself and Cindy, just look at this podcast episode, and I'll make sure that their email addresses and websites are there for you to contact them. Okay,
you can find them on our website, angelempowermenthealing.com. They're under the founding members section. And please, listeners, join the community, angelempowermenthealing.com, because it's complimentary, it's free. There's all kinds of tools in there. And our founding members host meetings that are absolutely complimentary. So please go to the website and you will be able to find both Jackie and Deb there. So bye for now. My name is Cindy Smith.
And my name is Sam Bell. Tune in next time.
Thank you for joining us on the Angel Empowerment Healing Show. Your hosts, Cindy Smith and Sam Bell, will be back next week with more tools, advice, and angel messages to empower you to own your wellness. Visit our podcast page at www.angelempowermenthealing.com/podcast, where you will receive 3 healing meditations recorded as a thank you for being one of our listeners.